Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. I'm Alana and today you are joining me with a book haul. Now I've never posted one of these on my channel before, but they are a staple of booktube essentially, and I love watching what other people get when they buy books or are gifted books, so I thought I may as well just succumb to the pressure and do my own. I'm not sure if book hauls will become a staple of my channel, mainly just because I'm not sure if I'll be receiving / buying heaps of books to warrant doing these regularly, but just because we had Christmas last month, I thought it'd be kind of cool to see what I ended up picking up in December. Having said that, I have only purchased 2 of the books in this stack of 10, and that is because, like I said, Christmas, I was very spoiled. I'm very lucky to have family and friends that know that I love books. I also picked up a couple of books from work, which I'm really excited to get around to as well. So without further ado, I thought that we would start off with the ARCs, so the reader copies. This first one I'm about to talk about actually gets released tomorrow, and that is Infinity Sun by Adam Silvera. And yes, I have read it, and yes, hopefully my reading vlog will be up tomorrow to go along with the release date, and I'm also planning on filming a book babble, so all my thoughts on this book for you to all enjoy as well at some point. So Infinity Sun is about 2 brothers that get thrown into this magical war. One brother wants all the power, one brother doesn't really want to, and of course the one that doesn't want to be the chosen one ends up becoming just that. There are a ton of different powers, there are magical creatures like phoenixes and hydras and all of that, and it's set upon the backdrop of New York City, which Adam Silvera tends to base a lot of his novels in that location. So yeah, the next book I have for you, which is also another arc, is Yes, No, Maybe So by Becky Albertalli and Aisha Saeed. Now I don't know like a whole heap about this book. I think off the top of my head I've heard political backdrop, and there is actually a letter at the front of the book to the reader about how these authors feel about the political climate at the moment in their country. So I know that that is going to be a major element in this book, and I think I've also heard that there's basically 2 people that go door knocking for a political campaign, and they're sort of on the opposite sides of the fence, and they start to listen to each other and understand and basically explore each other's side of the story / their differing opinions. So hopefully I'm correct in saying that is what this is sort of about. I'm super excited for this one. I love anything that Becky Albertalli writes. She has just some really binge-worthy and consumable contemporaries, and her characters, they're just little fluffy cotton balls, and yeah, I'm excited to read another book by her. So I'm also keen to check out the other author, Aisha Saeed, because I haven't read anything from her yet, but I have a feeling that this one will be good, so fingers crossed it lives up to my expectations. And then the third and final book that I got from work is Nevermore by Jessica Townsend. This is a middle grade fantasy, and all I've heard about it is that it's very good and very easy to consume. I wanted to try and read some more middle grade. I just want to strengthen my recommendations in that area, so this is my start for that. I actually don't know anything about this book except for the fact that it is fantasy. I am seeing a lot of Harry Potter references to like the blurb and the cover and everything, so it sounds magical and that's all I know, and I'm pretty keen to dive in with just knowing that. This is also part of a series, so the second one is called Wondersmith, I think, and the third book, the publication date has actually been pushed back, so it gives me a bit of time to catch up on this series. I'm pretty keen, I won't lie. I don't usually read a lot of middle grade, but I am keen. The fourth book I have to talk about today is one that I picked up a few weeks ago and have already consumed, and that is The White Queen by Philippa Gregory. This is part of the Cousins War series of hers. I'm trying to go back and read all of her books because I have just sort of been cherry picking out of her series, and I know that's probably going to hurt a lot of people, but I'm like, it's historical fiction and I can read it in whatever order I want. I probably should have just read it in the order that it was written though. But hey, this book was great. It follows Elizabeth Woodville as she becomes Queen of England, and the whole Cousins War thing, the War of the Roses, that is covered in this book. I also just really loved watching this woman attempt to succeed in a world where everything was just up in the air and and chaotic. So yeah, if you like historical fiction, this one was quite good. I recommend Philippa Gregory for historical fiction because she just writes some amazing stories, and all of them from the point of view of the women, which usually get looked past in history. So I consumed this one super duper quick, and I'm really glad that I bought it in December. Or was it January? January. I can't remember. I'm just really glad I bought this one. Okay, just before I get to my Christmas gifts, I have my last purchase of December, and that was Customer Service Wolf, which is a fun little gift book basically about working in customer service during certain times and just the things that you deal with. It's a lot of fun. I don't usually buy gag books like this, but it looked cute and it was specific to working in a bookstore, and I just find it super fun, super cute. The illustrations are beautiful. Okay, let's get into the Christmas gifts. First up, I have With the Fire on High by Elizabeth Acevedo, and I am currently reading this one at the moment, and holy hell, this is amazing. This one is told from the point of view of Amani, who is a young woman going through high school. I think she's 16 or 17, and she also has a 2-year-old daughter. So it's about her life trying to be a normal teenager while also being a mother, and basically the stress of senior year, and it also encompasses her love for cooking, hence the title. I'm just going to say it right here and say that I predict this to be my first 5-star read of the year. It is amazing. The chapters are super quick and snappy, and there's just so much nostalgia in the writing, and oh my god, I want to read this author's other book now, just because if it's anything like this one, it's probably going to blow my mind. Armani as a character is also amazing. She has to be very grown up, but she's still trying to be a teenager, and I love this book so much. So thank you, Santa. It wasn't Santa, it was my mother-in-law, but thank you. Next up, we have Skyward by Brandon Sanderson. I have never read a Brandon Sanderson novel before, so this will be my first one. I know that I should read that series that everyone talks about, Mistborn. I know that I should read the Mistborn trilogy. I've heard it's amazing, but I have this one, so I'm going to start off with this one. Now, this was in a lot of book subscription boxes last year, and all that I've really heard about it, though, is that this girl wants to become a pilot. It's sci-fi. There's an alien race called the Krell. That's all I know, and I'm really excited to pick up another sci-fi because it's been a little while. So yeah, I don't know a whole heap about it. I am one of those people that do actually read the entire blurb and look up a book a little bit before I start it. I know some people don't like to read blurbs because they don't want to hear anything about the book. They just want to go in blind, but I need to have some sort of idea of what I'm in for before I start a book. So I will read the back of the book before I start it. Just know I haven't done that yet, but I've heard aliens, female protagonist, wants to be a pilot. Cool, I'm excited. The next book I received last month was The Boy, the Mole, the Fox, and the Horse by Charlie Macquarie, and it's got a little bit of glitter. Whoops. It's basically like a picture book, but it's more of an artistic style picture book, and I feel like it's just beautiful, and probably more for adults just because of how like big the pictures are versus the writing and all of that. I haven't yet read it, but my sister says it's amazing. I know that it's probably going to hit my heart a little bit, and I'm there for that. I don't actually know what this book is about. I'm guessing it's about a boy, a mole, a fox, and a horse, but I'm not sure. I didn't really plan ahead and read many blurbs for this video, so we're all just gonna go in blind. But yeah, the illustrations in here, beautiful. I am really excited to get to this one, so hopefully I do soon. And the last two books I have are more of like lifestyle books. The first one being The Barefoot Investor by Scott Pape. Now, this isn't something that I usually pick up. I like imaginary stuff. I don't like finance and business and, you know, grown-up sort of books that are meant to help you with your life. I like to escape, so I don't usually read this type of thing. As you can see, I am currently reading this on and off, and I am over halfway through, and it's actually enjoyable. So this book is written by Scott Pape, who is a fiercely independent investment advisor who for over a decade has reached millions of Australians through his newspaper columns and on TV and radio. Basically, this dude knows what he's talking about, and he also knows how to write to someone who doesn't know what they're really doing with their finances. It's very relatable. It's very easy to read. It's like he's basically sitting across the table from you and speaking to you like a friend. And yeah, a few things in here have been eye-opening and I've taken them on board, and overall, it's pretty good. So I got this one from my mum for Christmas since we are building a house. So that makes sense. I am excited to finish it off. If you want to learn more about your money and more about your super, and you don't want to be bored by a book that basically just tries to smash it into your brain, try The Barefoot Investor. And then the last book I got for Christmas requires two hands because it is heavy, and that is The Active Life Cookbook. So I might have mentioned it once before on my channel, but I love to cook and I love to bake, and my in-law family knows that and they know me well, and we received this cookbook for Christmas. So it's got a whole bunch of everything. It's got some of like the latest trends, and flicking through it quickly, there's some meals in here that look delicious. So there you have it, the 10 books that I received / bought in the month of December. There's quite a wide range and I'm pretty excited to get to the ones that I haven't yet got to. I'm going to try and read books as I get them instead of just stacking them up onto a TBR that I never really get around to. So let's see how that goes. And yeah, that's all I've got for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I would love to know in the comments down below one book that you received in December, and I will chat to you there. Thanks for hanging out with me, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!